Welcome back, guys, to Football Dynasties. I'm your host, Dell. We are going to start our first ranking show with the QBs, and this is going to be rookies. We're going to do all the rookies, just the top fives. If you're going to follow us on YouTube, I'll put up a list of maybe my top 10. There weren't very many quarterbacks taken, so the top five will kind of round out what you want to know and what you want to see from these quarterbacks going forward. So let's dive into the top five Dynasty rookie quarterbacks. So at number 5, we've got Drake May, drafted to the New England Patriots at the 3rd spot. So they are expecting him to be the guy. He will be their franchise quarterback. Maybe not year one. Year one's looking like Jacoby Brissett. And that's kind of nice. I'm one of the believers that if you get a quarterback, let him sit for a season. That obviously is not happening anymore. Now, if your quarterback is drafted inside that top 5, chances are they're going to be starting either right away or at least once your team goes 1-3, they're definitely going to get thrown into the fire. He doesn't have a whole lot of skill players to go and work with. They did draft Jaheim Bell, the tight end out of Florida State. He looked really, really solid over there in Florida State. Maybe he can develop as Drake May's safety blanket. He'll have Hunter Henry. They re-signed him for a couple more seasons, so he'll have him maybe to kind of help this year and next year get more comfortable with his offense. They drafted Jalen Polk, which is probably the most interesting skill player to me. I had him as having probably the best hands, second best hands, and I shouldn't say the best because the best is Marvin Harrison for sure. Second best hands in the draft, Jalen Polk. So as a rookie, he'll develop with Drake. They got KJ Osborne from Minnesota. Not too sure how much he's going to help Drake May, but at least he's got a professional in that wide receiver room, maybe for his receivers to get a little bit of help there. They still have Juju. Juju, not a big fan. He had that good season with Kansas City, but it's really hard not to have a good season when you have the best QB throwing you the ball. But, yeah, running backs, he's got Antonio Gibson, who's a good pass catcher out of the backfield. They're going to have him for a few more seasons as well. Ramondre Stevenson, he was the RB36 last year. I expect him to be a little bit higher as well, just because I think Gerard Mayo is going to want to run the football, kind of try to protect his rookie quarterback going forward. So those are kind of the reasons why I think Drake May is going to have a big hard time getting started. So there's my Drake May at number 5. And let's move on to number 4. And I've gone back and forth between JJ and Bo Nix on this one. So for this case, we're going to have Bo Nix kind of starting at number 4 in the rankings. But I think those two guys will kind of be moving back and forth as the year goes on. So let's touch a little bit on Bo Nix here at Denver. They got a good defense. He's got good running back depth, I would say, with Javonte and Jaleel. Jaleel looked really solid last year. Javonte was the RB30. And we expect him to kind of be a two-headed monster. And with Sean Payton, I still believe in Sean Payton. A lot of people don't. I still believe in him being the guy. He didn't like Russell Wilson, so we all know how that worked out. Russell's gone. They're going to pay $55 million in dead cap space just to get rid of him. So obviously not big Russell Wilson fans. But Bo Nix, they got him Troy Franklin, his receiver from Oregon, so he'll at least have that chemistry with one of his wide receivers. They're going through rookie mini camps together, so that chemistry will just get even better. Troy Franklin, good news for him is they still have Cortland Sutton in that wide receiving room. Cortland Sutton, he's 28, going on 29. He might only have a few more seasons left, but it'll be a good professional for Troy Franklin to kind of learn from. Bo Nix, I just think that with those two running backs that he has, he'll have an easier go at it than, let's just say, Drake May out there in Denver. So that's kind of my take on Bo Nix. The third ranked quarterback that I have is going to be J.J. McCarthy. Now, J.J. he just got paid. 140 extension, 100 million guaranteed. So he's not going anywhere. So my worry was that Justin Jefferson didn't re-sign. So J.J. McCarthy was going to have a rough go at it. But now that he knows for sure that he's got Justin Jefferson for the next 4 to 5 more seasons, he's going to have Jordan Addison for the next 4 seasons as well. He's still on his rookie deal. They picked up Aaron Jones at running back. He's solid. Last year, he kind of started off the season slow because he was injured at the beginning of the year. But towards the end of the year, Aaron Jones ended up being a pretty solid running back. He still finished inside like the top, I believe it was top, 12. Yeah, he was RB12 in the last 6 weeks of the season. So Aaron Jones still pretty reliable. He won't have TJ Hawkinson at the start of the year, but he'll get him towards the end of the year. Now, for fantasy purposes, that does us no good. But going forward, year 2, he'll have all those weapons, and I'm pretty sure they'll probably end up drafting a running back next year to kind of help with that depth. So I anticipate J.J. McCarthy having a pretty easy go at it and being one of the top rookie fantasy point go-getters this season. And at number 1 and number 2, so I've had a hard time going back and forth on this. On my regular top 5, before we knew where they were drafted, where they were going, we had Jaden Daniels ranked as number 1 because of the running ability. So the running ability in those numbers for fantasy purposes is really exciting. Justin Fields, by no means do we think was the greatest quarterback of all time, right? But he was consistently top 5 fantasy points getter. And that's kind of what I see with Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels reminds me of RG3 as well. And RG3, that rookie season, he was top 8 QB for the weeks that he was playing in. So he was consistently a top 8 fantasy getter because of those rushing numbers. And I anticipate Jaden Daniels kind of being the same kind of guy if he can stay healthy. It looks like he bulked up a little bit, just watching a little bit of the rookie minicamp. So let's touch on Jaden Daniels. So Jaden Daniels, he's going to be our second-ranked rookie quarterback for dynasty purposes. They got Austin Eckler. I like Austin Eckler because I'm a big Chargers guy, but I don't know if his best days are just behind him now at this point. He'll have Brian Robinson, so he'll have some depth at running back, which will help him. Scary Terry's still there. Jahan Dotson, believe it or not, was probably on the field. I think they have him at, what was it? He's like the 3rd or 4th most snap percentage in the league last year. So Jahan Dotson, he's out there. Scary Terry's still there. They picked up Zach Ertz to help in that tight end room. They also drafted 2 rookies that are very intriguing. Christian McCaffrey's brother, Luke McCaffrey, got drafted there. Possible slot guy. Very fast. We all saw him run that 40. Ben Sino is probably considered by a lot of people the second best tight end in this draft. I agree with that. It's still going to take probably a year or 2 for us to really see that kind of go well. But I still think that he's got really decent weapons going forward, young enough weapons. I mean, they'll have to get another wide receiver 1 because Terry McLaurin probably won't be there next year because he's going on 29. And they'll want to get younger at that, so hopefully they maybe draft another guy for him the following season. So, yeah, that's why we got Jaden Daniels at number 2. Number 1, Caleb Williams. You got Keenan Allen. You got DJ Moore. You got Rome Odunze. You got Cole Kmet at tight end. They got Gerald Everett to back him up at tight end. They signed DeAndre Swift at running back. They still have Khalil Herbert. And they got Rashawn Johnson at running back. That's 3 running backs. Good defense. So you'll have the ball a lot more. They were 7-10 last year. I cannot see a scenario where Caleb Williams does not succeed unless Caleb Williams is just not the guy. If he does not succeed with these weapons around him, I can't. The curse of the Bears quarterback it's got to be real. I mean, you can't have all these guys and not make it work. But it is the NFL, so you never know. But that is my take on number 1, Caleb Williams. All right, guys, there we have it. Those are our top 5 Rookie Dynasty quarterbacks. The list is probably going to adjust. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. On Twitter, we are changing. Well, it's not even Twitter anymore. It's now X. Follow us on X, where you will get to see a lot of the updates. I post there every day. Hit that follow button. Hit that subscribe button. Next episode will be the running backs. Can't wait for you guys to hear that episode. Catch you guys later.